The Pittsburgh Steelers won't have the most talented wide receiver group during the 2025 NFL season. But that doesn't mean it can't be good, as one of the hardest working receiver rooms in the league. But veteran wideout Robert Woods chose a different adjective than hardworking to describe the team's receivers. Woods told ESPN's Brooke Pryor last week that the Steelers' receivers will be grimy in 2025. From top to bottom, everybody is kind of grimy, Woods told Pryor. You see guys who are wanting to fight for each other and play for each other, and guys are finishing down the field blocking, Woods added. We're going to be physical in our room. We're going to be grimy. We're going to be fighting to the end of the whistle. Playing with and without the football, I think, is the biggest thing in our room. Woods, who won a Super Bowl ring while a member of the Los Angeles Rams in 2021, will be in his first season with the Steelers this fall. The past 2 seasons, Woods played for the Houston Texans. Robert Woods creating grimy attitude in Steelers' WR room. Woods is coming off the worst statistical season of his career in 2025. The veteran wideout caught just 20 passes for 203 yards despite playing 15 games last season. He lined up for 361 offensive snaps. But this offseason, Woods appears to be supplying the Steelers' offense, particularly the receiver room, the veteran leadership it needs. Youngsters such as Calvin Austin III have caught on. We have to be grimy, Austin said to Pryor. In this league, everybody is so talented that your talent isn't going to always win. You got to have that little edge about yourself. And so it's not just about individuals, it's our whole room, and our whole room is behind that, and we're going to show that on the field. The Steelers acquired DK Metcalf to be the team's new number 1 wideout in 2025. But Metcalf will merely replace George Pickens, who the team traded to the Dallas Cowboys in May. Woods and Austin are expected to compete for the WR2 opportunities opposite Metcalf. Austin is also a candidate to play in the slot. According to Pro Football Focus, Austin played about 62% of his offensive snaps in the slot last season. Steelers WR depth entering 2025 NFL training camp. Another receiver addition isn't out of the question for the Steelers this summer. But if the team does add a wideout, it shouldn't just be a receiver competing for a depth spot. That's because the Steelers already have those types of wideouts on the off-season roster. Just behind Woods and Austin is 2024 third-rounder Roman Wilson. He only played 1 game as a rookie last year because of injuries, but the Steelers have high hopes for a healthy Wilson this fall. If both Wilson and Austin fulfill their potential and showcase enough grim, Woods could move into the WR4 role. The Steelers also have 2 of the more grimy veteran receivers in recent NFL history with Ben Skowronek and Scotty Miller. Skowronek showcases a lot of his grim as a gunner on special teams. The Steelers possess Brandon Johnson, Lance McCutcheon, Rock Taylor, Kushawn Williams, and Montana Lamonius Gregg at receiver on the off-season roster as well. It's not an overly impressive group on paper. But if they are grimy, they could get the job done with the proper contributions from tight end and running back in the passing game. The Pittsburgh Steelers receiving corps saw a couple major moves during the offseason. They first traded for DK Metcalf back in March, forming one of the most fascinating pass-catching duos at the time with him and George Pickens. But that partnership never made it to the field as the Steelers traded Pickens weeks after the draft, citing some tensions between the 2 camps as a reason for his departure. Generally speaking, that leaves them in the same place they started once the regular season ended. Pittsburgh has 1 rock-solid number 1 receiver with questionable pieces surrounding the player. Now facing a 1-season deadline to maximize their time with Aaron Rodgers, there is some moderate concern this stable of receivers will not be enough. To alleviate those concerns, CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin proposed the Steelers pursuing veteran receiver and former Super Bowl champion Odell Beckham Jr. The Steelers have DK Metcalf as a legitimate number 1 wideout for Rodgers, but all indications are they're still exploring additional weaponry after dealing George Pickens to the Dallas Cowboys. Beckham may not be the standout he once was, but he's also been on Rodgers' radar for years. The Green Bay Packers reportedly tried to land Beckham to pair with A-Rod during the 2021 season, and Rodgers admitted later that he had interest in Beckham following him to the Jets ahead of the 2022 campaign. On a 1-year deal, why not make the dream pairing happen now? Beckham spent last year with the Miami Dolphins, though his campaign was hampered with injuries. He has teased a comeback this season with uncertain prospects of actually committing to a team. If he's prepared to return, should the Steelers make that pursuit? At a low cost, perhaps it's worth exploration if Rodgers still has some intrigue. But the exact package of what Beckham can offer a team is minimal at this point. Beckham's production has cratered since his final 1,000-yard season in 2019, and he has failed to reach 600 yards since then. His name still carries some weight, but it's highly doubtful the actual player can fulfill what the Steelers are missing in a strong number 2 option. Tyler Boyd is a Pittsburgh native. He played college football at Pitt. After 9 NFL seasons, he'd like to continue his pro career with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Absolutely, Boyd told Pittsburgh Sports Now on Saturday, via Brian Dardo of CBSSports.com. All my family is here. I'd be able to have the majority of them be able to support me. He expressed interest in signing with the Steelers a year ago after 8 seasons with the Bengals. He landed with the Titans instead. Boyd is once again making it known he'd like to come home. I'm real cool with Coach Mike Tomlin, Boyd said. He's always been a good person. When I was at Pitt, we had a good relationship. After practice, I'd walk over there, talk to Antonio Brown, and those guys talk to Tomlin, and he'd just pick at different things where I could get better and get some guidance. I think we had a great friendship. The Steelers could use another veteran receiver. They haven't added one since trading George Pickens to the Cowboys in May. Boyd had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in 2018-19. In 16 games last year with the Titans, he had only 39 catches for 390 yards. Newcomers for 2025 are DK Metcalf and Robert Woods. Calvin Austin III will be expected to step up. And the Steelers are hoping to get something/anything from 2024 third-rounder Roman Wilson in his second season.